Today I'm going to share with you how to turn any self-doubt into belief in yourself. And we're going to talk about that right now. I'm Lenny Wennerstrom, and I am here to help you find your purpose. One of the tools I use every single day is I read a passage of Dr. Shad Helmstedter's book, 365 Days of Positive Self-Talk for Finding Your Purpose. Look, we are already September 29th. Today is actually September 29th. And look at all the days that we've done. All these days we have done, and we started, if you've been with me from the very beginning, we started, I do believe it was the 13th. I've never really gone back to check. I think it was November 13th of 23. And that's when I just started after I spoke with Dr. Shad Helmstetter to whether I could use his book and share this with you every single day, and he gave me his blessing to do so. And I thought, I'm just going to start January 1st and just start fresh rather than just keep going, obviously, because they're dated, right? So it's really, right, see, they're dated. And I always write like the day that it is and everything. So this book is very, very loved, and actually enjoy this a lot. It has self-talk tips and everything. But I'm going to teach you today. I'm going to tell you the secret. I'm not going to teach you. Well, I'll teach you the secret. Yeah, the secret of how you can turn any doubts that you have, any self-doubt, how you can turn that into positive self-talk, how you can change that into high self-esteem and belief in self. So today, September 29th, day 273, there are 93 days left in 2024, and we are 74.59% complete with the year. So let's read the passage, and then we'll go bzz, I'll spin it around as we do, and then let's talk about how you're going to do this. So today, I choose to turn any doubts I've had into the powerful, positive self-talk that says, I believe in myself, I can do this, and I know I can. Yep, isn't that fun? Today, I choose to turn any doubts I've had into the powerful, positive self-talk that says, I believe in myself. I could just hear this like in my head, because this is how I feel. I can do this, and I know I can, and no matter what it is. And so let's turn it around. Today, you choose to turn any doubts you've had into the powerful, positive self-talk that says, you believe in yourself. Oh, well, I'm going to say it this way. I believe in myself. I can do this, and I know I can. So how do you do that? I'm gonna give you the secret. I'm gonna teach you how to do it. You ready? And I say it all the time, and you'll always know, hint, hint, it's in the description. The way that you turn your self-doubt into self-belief, believing in yourself, and knowing that you can do absolutely anything. The way that you do that is through neuroplasticity. The way you do that is by changing your programs, your mental programs, from the 77% in your conscious mind, turning those that are harmful, negative, that are holding you back from whatever you want to do, that sabotage you, all of those things that are negative and could even be harmful. This is how you change those programs from those low frequency, negative on planet Earth, the things that don't serve you, into ones that do serve you, by listening to self-talk language, the positive self-talk language that Dr. Shad Helmstetter created for us. Because these are phrases like what I'm reading here, these phrases that tell your brain gives it specific directions to what it is that you want it to do for you. Your brain isn't saying, oh, today I'm going to be just tired, and I'm not going to bother with, helping Lenny to do whatever it is that she wants to do. I'm going to lay off today. No. My programs, I'm putting these programs, it's a computer. And in a computer, can you program things that are untrue? Can you program lies into it? This is a lie. Untruths, lies, however you want to say it. Can you do that? The answer is yes. So it doesn't, whatever goes in, and the reason I say that is because you were programmed. As soon as, well, actually when you were in the womb before, but as soon as you came out, doink, you have your little keyboard out to the world, right? And then you start getting programmed. This is the religion that you're going to be. This is who you're going to judge. This is what you can do. This is what you can't do. This is what's impossible. This is, oh, you can do this. You're a star. You're going to be a star. You can do absolutely anything. You're no good. You're, red is your favorite color because it goes with this. Or you're shy because you're going to be shy. Because you hang back behind your mommy, and so now you're going to be shy. Like all of these things are, and I'm talking about the television, like maybe your mother saying, oh, little Emily, she's so shy. She just always hides behind me. And then the more little Emily's like behind, and even every single time, because that's her mommy has said it. She's heard it. I'm shy. And so all of a sudden she goes through her whole life and she's shy. It's a program. It was repeated by her actions. By, the one time she goes behind her mommy's skirts and it's like, oh, little Emily's so shy. And it's like, oh, I'm shy. And so she just keeps doing that because meeting strangers, maybe she's not, little Emily is not, like, maybe she has some introverted things in her chart or whatever it is. She comes out to it and then her mom says she's shy, and pretty soon she's shy. It's a program. Everything's a program. Your religion, your politics, absolutely everything. Your favorite colors, your inability, you're saying that you never remember names. These are all programs, and they can all be changed. Your lack of belief in yourself, the self-doubt, because we're talking about right here to turn how you turn any doubts, any self-doubt that you have into the powerful positive talk that says you believe in yourself. You can do this. You got this. That's how you do it, through neuroplasticity, the gift of your brain, the gift of your heart, which also had neurons. But the brain, we're talking about the brain here. Rewire your brain. Rewire the brain with the programs that you choose. In the description, I always have the 30 days free, a link to get that the self-talk language that Dr. Shad Helmstetter has created for us. It's wonderful. You listen to it. Repetition is your point of power. Positive repetition is your point of power. Negative repetition is your point of disempowerment, because then you don't believe in yourself. Then you have self-doubts. Then you question whether you're good enough or worthy enough or strong enough or can you come from the right family, or cheers, I'm getting excited, so I have to have some water. Or whether you believe that you can change something. And it's really interesting, change. And I'm going to give you an update on Steve, because we whisked him out of the hospital on Thursday of last week, just last Thursday, and there was so much going on with that. So I'll tell you that, but I just want to just kind of pound this home that you are driving the boat. You have the steering wheel. You get to decide. You have your foot on the pedal of the gas to make it go faster or slower. You are driving the boat. It's up to you to find your purpose, because when you have purpose, you have meaning it gives you meaning in your life. And when you have meaning in your life, you feel good. You feel like it feels right. And purpose gives you direction. And we're talking about that overall. Just think of your purpose as your mission in life. Why did you come here? Why are you here? What are you here to do? That purpose. So if you have that purpose, you're not going to have self-doubt about it unless your programs say, is this really my purpose? And am I really supposed to be doing this? I know I want to help people, but I don't know how. I'm not good enough. I don't have enough money. I come from the wrong family, so I'm the wrong religion. I didn't, growing up, I was really poor, and so, we just don't, in our family, we don't make the amount of money that I need in order to do this, and I just don't have the smarts or the intelligence. These are all programs. These are all programs that can be changed. I tell you this with like fervor because it's so true. And I've shared this a million times, I had self-doubt about everything. I even had self-doubt that I was supposed to be on this planet. I tried to kill myself many times over an 8-year period because I thought that I was a burden to my family and I had nothing to offer, and there was a lot in that amount of time, but I just thought I added no value. Like, why was I even here? And I didn't have purpose. I didn't know what my purpose was. I didn't spend time trying to find my purpose. Although I can tell you that during that time I was like, why am I here? Why am I here? And I kept asking, what do I offer? Is there any reason why I should be here? Is there any reason why I should be taking up breath on this planet? And, and obviously I came to the right conclusion, right? Because here I am. So this whole thing of the self-doubt and the neuroplasticity, understanding that you can change your programs, it's incredibly powerful. It's empowering because I've gone through the days that I've been delayed on just because of, with the things that were happening with Steve and getting him out of the hospital. And man, I wanted the day that we absconded with Steve from the hospital. I wanted to get here, but we didn't get here till it was, by the time we got to sleep, it was like 1:30 in the morning. So with everything that happened in Amarillo, and right now I'm in Centennial in our daughter's home, our home that is our daughter's now living in, because we live in the mountains. So I'm going to share that in a minute, but the story of that. But this is your life. When you have purpose, that overarching purpose, it gives you meaning, it gives you direction. When you change your mental programs, it's empowering. When that neuroplasticity, your brain is a computer, and you can put negative things in there, wrong, false, untrue things in there, or you can, and I'm not saying you, I mean, yes, you can, by the people you hang out with, the television programs that you listen to, the news, the media, it doesn't matter, that getting online, your spiritual, religious leaders, your politics, all of that. You can have negativity programmed in there, 77% consciously, over 95% subconsciously running, which are you're running your life just subconsciously. So just on autopilot. So these are programs that are negative, they're harmful, they are self-destructive in meaning self-destructive, meaning harmful. They are things that, like, I'm not good enough. I had very destructive self-talk programs, these mental programs running during those 8 years that I tried to kill myself. Wouldn't you say those are harmful? I tried to kill myself, right? So these are the things, when we believe these things, that we're not good enough or not worthy, or we don't offer any value by being here. And, that depression and all of those things, they're all programs that can be changed. So this is why I come here day after day after day to help you to find your purpose, to understand how powerful you are, and that when you change your brain, when you take the gift of neuroplasticity that you've been given and you change your programs, rewire your brain, those neural circuits, you change them to programs that serve you, that you can do things, you are worth being around, you are of value to the world, you do have something to add, you can serve others, you're not service to self, you're service to others, you can create and change your life, you can find success in every single area of your life when you change your self-talk. So from self-doubt to self-belief, from self-esteem, the estimation of how you see yourself, like how do you estimate yourself, how are you, from high self-esteem from low self-esteem to high self-esteem, to not having enough financial resources, feeling in lack, to having abundance in your in your bank and having financial strength. Your relationships, from not having the right relationships, or not finding the right guy or gal or whatever, to finding a beautiful relationship, because you're creating it. Your self-talk. Your self-talk, when it's positive, by the way, it's a frequency, it's a vibration. So you are, I mean, we are manifesting 24/7, right? I teach practical spirituality, the spiritual journey, and then the human experience. So the human experience, we're both of those at the same time, the spirit and the human, having that human experience. So the beauty is wherever you are vibrating, because yes, we're manifesting 24/7, always with our thoughts. Our thoughts are energy. They are frequency. They are vibrating, and they are energy. They are creating. They're moving energy. So they could be low frequency. They could be high frequency. They could be anywhere in between that. And so, but when you are like self-talk, self-belief, you love yourself. You're amazing. You know you're unique. You know you offer. You're living a quality life. You know that you're here for a reason. You have that purpose, and you are here, and you are living it. And when you have that and you rise to that, then your relationships, your finances, your health, your happiness, all of that is wrapped up in that vibration and frequency of that higher vibration, and that's where all that stuff lives. So no matter where you're at, that's where all that other stuff lives. So self-doubt, you're going to find all kinds of other people with self-doubt, and each one's trying to raise the other one up, maybe, and you find people maybe not the best partners or any of that kind of stuff, because that's where you're vibrating. That's where all that lives. But your dreams, your desires, when you come with high emotion and self-belief and all of that, and changing your programs, you're changing your mental programs through neuroplasticity, through the self-talk app that Dr. Shad Helmstetter created for us, that language of self-talk and changing those programs. That's where all the good stuff lives that you want. When you focus on what you want rather than what you don't want, focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. And guess what you'll create? More of what you want. When you focus on complaining and you don't have enough and you're not good enough and all that low frequency feelings, vibrations, all of that stuff, guess what you create more of? That. Because that's where that lives. So it's very simple and a lot of fun and very empowering. So get the self-talk app. 30 days free. After that, it's or $19.99 a month. And you can have up to 6 peeparoos on that account. So it's so powerful. You'll feel it like within, and you listen passively. You listen to it when you're doing something else. When you're, I do it when I'm taking a shower. I put it on my on a little waterproof thing. I think it's called JB Clip or something like that. But I listen to it. I always listen to it in the shower. I listen to it when I'm getting ready in the morning. I listen to it. I listen to it when I'm upset, and I listen to it when I'm happy. I listen to it. I mean, I listen to it a lot. I listen to it in the mornings. Before I go with a client. I'm a life coach, and before I'm with a client, I listen to that so I can be at my best. So, and if you'd like to work with me, by the way, Lenny@lennymotivates.com, and just write the word winner in there, and I'll send you all the information, and let's get you started. Let's get you started creating the life that you want to. Let's get you setting the right goals. So, and the right ones, so that you don't make the mistake of setting the wrong ones that take you off your path and get you distracted from your purpose, from your goal, what it is that you want to create and design in your life. So these are the things that all of this, believing in yourself, changing that self-doubt to self-belief, and low self-esteem to high self-esteem, and all the others, the contrast from what here on planet Earth we might call bad to good, or doesn't serve to serving. Like, all of that is a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice to change your programs that you repeat, because neuroplasticity, one of the rules is repetition. Positive repetition is your point of power. You repeat these programs, and then out comes high self-esteem, you're creating a quality life, saying I deserve a good relationship. So out comes the frequency of deserving a good relationship, and not being worried about being alone for a little bit, because it's like, oh well, when that person's going to come, that person will come. But in the interim, my self development, my personal development, I'm going to grow that. I'm going to grow my finances because I can, because I'm creative and I know I can figure this out. And so the relationship will happen. It's no self-doubt. It's like self-belief all the way. This is how it works. This is how you do it. That's how you do it. You listen to the self-talk language, that app that Dr. Shad Helmstetter created for us. Always, it's in the description. And when you can visualize and come with emotion about it, it's even more powerful. So you could do it even more quickly, changing those programs when it comes from a place of emotion, like intense emotion. So that, I'm just going to read this one more time. Oh, well, I'm going to read it one more time, then I'm going to give you an update with Steve. It's getting dark out here, so I need to get moving on this. Today, I choose to turn any doubts I've had into the powerful, positive self-talk. In your head, your program, the self-talk, a program that says, I believe in myself. I can do this, and I know I can. That is very, very powerful. Okay, now I'm going to give you an update on Steve and how we absconded with him. And this is going to be a little bit quick because it's getting late. But we on Thursday, he was in the hospital in Amarillo, and I've been wanting to get him out. And there was a doctor, a traveling doctor, thank goodness, who knew what we wanted to accomplish, and to get him out. And so he went ahead, because we took off. He had a drip that supposedly was keeping him alive. I felt that medicine was actually taking his life, and keeping him in a daze. Plus, he had been in the hospital for so long that he had what they call acute something. But anyway, like hospital psychosis. And then he had sundowners, so during the night and during the day, I mean, he was awake at night, and he was sleeping during the day, and he was just so messed up in so many ways. And he was unkind in a lot of things. He was pulling. I think he pulled like 24, 25 lines when he was having dialysis, when his kidneys failed way in the beginning. He pulled a dialysis line out of his jugular. He pulled another one out of his jugular on the other side for a PIC line. He had so many central lines. He had all kinds of stuff. And he pulled all the IVs for that drip that he had, and for his heart to keep him alive, supposedly. And so I just said, stop the medicine. I stopped the medicine, I believe, on Tuesday. I said, just stop the medicine. And so the doctor said, okay, let's see how he does. He stopped the medicine, and lo and behold, the next day he was doing just fine, and he got better. And then the doctor came in on Thursday, and I said, it's time to discharge. And he said, yes, it's time to discharge. So because he was doing just fine without the medicine. So the really cool thing was then, then he discharged him, but the nurses, and they got an ambulance to take him back to the motorhome so we could bring him back to the RV ranch, that big Texan RV ranch where we are or were, and so then the ambulance came because the nurses said, or the administration of the hospital said, no, we can't allow him to go. He really still needs care. They used a word that means that he's obdinere or something. I don't know what it is, but it means basically that he's in a deep sleep and non-responsive and just not doing well. And I went in, and so that's what the nurses wouldn't, they wouldn't help us to get him into a wheelchair or anything, because they said that they didn't want to lose their license. So that was the nurses, the admin, the hospital administration. But the doctor had already discharged. We had the discharge papers. And then the ambulance who was going to take him said, because we were releasing him into palliative care, if you know what that is, they said, we can't do this, because they used that word. That means he is non-responsive and all that. I went into the room and I was like, babe, we got to go. Let's go. We're getting out of the hospital. And he's like, oh, what? Oh, okay. He's just like, and got him dressed, and then one brave nurse said, I'll help, and she called the security guards, who are not part of the hospital administration. The other nurses did not want to help because they felt they could lose their license, so they didn't want to go against the hospital administration, and because they also felt that he needed more care. So, and I said, come and look at him now. Like, I went into the room, I was like, come and look at him now. They're like, no, we already did our final assessment, he's been discharged. It's like, great, okay. That was his nurse that I said that to, and none of the others that were around were interested. So this is how we absconded from the hospital with Steve. We went back to the motorhome, so that nurse got security. So security, who's not part of the administration of the hospital, came and helped us get Steve into the wheelchair and outside into the car. The nurse also helped, that one brave nurse, and so we just took him, like, poof, we were out of there. We went to the RV ranch, and where we had our RV, we packed like crazy peeperoos, like whatever we could of all his stuff and everything else. Got it into 2 cars. So Lynette drove her car. We had 3 cars when my brothers come up. Tony, who's here in Centennial, Colorado, but when he was there, so we had the Jeep, because I pull the Jeep when I drive the our motorhome, we pull the Jeep, and then we have I hope you can see in this, it looks like it's light enough, and but anyway, but we pull the Jeep, so we have the Jeep, then I had our car, and then Lynette had her car, and Tony had already left, so my brother he had already taken his car, but so we packed both of the cars with everything that we needed. And I drove, and I drove with Steve out, and Lynette drove in front, and we came straight to Colorado, and it took us about 6.5 hours. We got here at after midnight, and we finally got everything unpacked and got Steve, into the wheelchair, out of the car and into a wheelchair, because he's still very, very weak and is not able to walk, and so we got him into the wheelchair and got him, Lynette and I, and got him, on Lynette's couch, because everything is like on one floor here, and in where we live in our mountain home, you have to go up the stairs in order to get to the bedroom and everything. So, because the other part is it's the bay for the motorhome, and it's an office and stuff like that. So anyway, the point is that we got him home, and we're working on he had a doctor's appointment on Friday that they took him very quickly. His primary care doctor like, okay, let's get him into rehab now, because he's doing really well. And so that's our story. It's been so exciting, but there's a lot, when you are caring for someone, and if you've ever had to care for someone, it's really, really difficult. Like, when they require help with absolutely everything, it's very difficult. Now, Steve is getting stronger. Like, now that he's been out of the hospital, even when we were driving home, he was asking questions. Like, Tony, my brother, was we were all on speakerphone. So Lynette was driving in front of us, and we were speaking, and Tony, we had, brought him into the conversation. So there were 3 of us on the phone, and Steve in the car, and Steve was asking questions. He was engaging, stuff that he has not been doing at all, like so much, just not doing this. So it's getting really dark, and I know you probably can't see me, but the point is, since then, like, just getting out of that hospital and the psychosis, it's almost like that psychosis is almost gone. Like, he's even helping, like, he's helping with the business now, he's helping with taxes, I mean, it's not like he's all in, because he's still weak. And it's getting really dark, so I'm just going to finish real quickly. But he's a different man. He's not unkind. He's considerate. He's thinking clearly. He's making his point. He's getting stronger. We're getting him, up and into the wheelchair and getting him outside. He was just out here on one of the other videos that I just made, and he's helping fix outside. And the sprinklers here in our home in Centennial, Colorado, that Lynette lives in now. So, it's really interesting when you get somebody out of that environment. And again, remember, I don't believe in some of these medications. I believe that everything has purpose, everything has value. But it's getting really dark. I keep saying that because I'm like I can hardly see myself. So I know that this is getting dark for you as well. So I'll just finish up by saying, you know, this when you just take action. This is the self-talk. Like I've been doing self-talk for so long. I've been showing you that you can excel in times of change throughout this entire journey. It's just like I decided I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how to do it. If I do it, you can do it. And the self-talk is a very big part of that. But setting goals, like and having these active goals, it's very very powerful. So this is how, you know, you know, Steve is doing better, and I don't know what's going to take him, but now we're getting him. Hopefully, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, we'll get him into a. Oh, gracias, hijita. She just turned on the light, so I have a teeny bit of light, but we're about to wrap up. So, but anyway, we'll get him in Colorado, get him into a since he was discharged. He will be into a rehab center with skilled nursing to help him with physical therapy and occupational therapy and speech therapy, which is actually cognitive. It's both cognitive and speech therapy, and it's 3 hours a week of 1 hour of each one. And we're already like yesterday I went in and met with some people and looked at it and everything else. It's just like 5 minutes from the house. A very nice place, older but mature trees and just wonderful. And anyway, so hopefully, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, the man is walking and talking, and he's talking already, but he's engaging. He's watching TV. He's actually watching programs that he enjoyed. He wasn't even interested. He really enjoys politics. He didn't care. He didn't care what was going on in the world. He didn't care who was going to be elected. He just did those things. It was more like me. I don't care about those things. I know everything has value, but he just wasn't interested. He wasn't interested in life. And every day he gets stronger and stronger. It's easier for me to lift him and put him in the wheelchair. It's easier for him to stand. It's crazy how quickly that he is just significantly changing, and his brain just opening up. So the self-talk, do you think he's listening to self-talk? He will be starting tomorrow. Actually, he's already started because I put it on and play it for myself and make sure that he's within ear, that he can hear it. So, because at one point he said he didn't want to hear it anymore in the hospital, so I stopped. I wanted to honor that, right? So I stopped. And Joe Dispenza, which is all neuroplasticity and so much more, changing your biology and all of that. I was putting those meditations on for him. He didn't want that. He just wasn't interested in anything. So, except pulling stuff out. And anyway, so that's it. We are in Centennial now. Steve will go into a rehab that will help him to be able to stand on his own, walk on his own, and all the things. Bathe himself, get into he's had one shower in 3 months. Everything else has been like the bathing with washcloths and stuff like that. So, man, it's time. Anyway, so that's the story. That's the update. I know it went on and it's really dark outside. So thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for your energy, your prayers. Thank you for sharing my videos. Thank you for helping me to grow this channel and help others. Thank you for those of you who have come to me as a client, who believe in me and have seen that I excel in times of change, and I can show you how to do it. Lenny at lennymotivates.com as a life coach, if you'd like me to coach you and help you to excel in your times of change. When you're in flux, small change, big change, getting married, somebody dies in your family, it doesn't matter. Like all the way from having a baby, moving across the country or moving to another home, buying a new home, it doesn't matter. Any change in your life, I can help you with that. So I will help you to change your mental programs. I will help you to find success in every single area of your life if you listen to the self-talk, that app, that self-talk language, and I can help you find the right goals, set the right goals, and all those things. I can help you with that. I can help you to have winning attitude and just everything. It can change your life. Okay, I'm going to be done because I look like a head sitting in a, you can't even see the head. So anyway, I love you so very, very much. And please share the video. Please share the video, and please help me to reach more people by growing this channel so that people have that empowerment the way that you and I have, are able to empower ourselves and live fully and excel in times of change and can change our self-talk. We know that now. We are very aware of that, and we can do it. So I love you so very, very much. As always, I was going to say shining my light, but I'll wait for the very end for that. I believe in you. You can do this. You can find your purpose. You can do, be, change, have, create absolutely anything in your life. You have unlimited promise and potential. Your brain was programmed. You can reprogram it, rewire, so that what goes in, now you can choose what goes in, so what comes out is self-belief. That's self-belief. Let me see if I can read this real fast, because I can't, but you can go back to the beginning. So, because I can't see it. I love you so very, very much, and as always, shining my light to brighten yours. See you tomorrow.